What was your first day on the job like, bro?
First day on the job,
if you remember.
Yeah, I remember. When I was in the academy, we would always have like lieutenants come in and they would share their stories about what they went through on the precinct they worked. And for some reason, we had 2 back-to-back lieutenants who were on 5 precinct, which in Columbus, Ohio is the South Linden area, Hudson, 17th, you know, Cook, all that. And both of their experiences were near death. You know, gun put to their head, trigger pull.
Day one?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, they were just telling a story when we were in the academy about 5 precinct. I'm like, I'm trying to work on 5 precinct. What does this look like, right? The first place I ended up going to coach was on 5 precinct. I ended up falling in love with it. Yeah. And my coach was amazing. So we had to go through like 16 weeks of coaching or whatever. But my first day by myself out on the streets, I remember how I felt like I didn't even know anything. Yeah. And everything was happening so fast. I was like, it seemed like I didn't even go through the academy. It's just like you're out here by yourself. Yeah. I was forgetting stuff. I'll never forget one time I pulled a car over. I was just trying to get my first traffic stop out of the way and get all the jitters out. And I pull this car over for something. And when I walk up to the car, I get their information. I bring it back to my car. And while I'm in my car, tone drops. And there's like a robbery or something like that in progress. And I'm pulling this car over for like failure to signal. Yeah. Man, I ran all this stuff back to him. I said, hey, have a nice day. Just take the warning. And jumped in my car and like tried to get to the robbery or whatever. I had no clue where I was going. Yeah. It was a mess. It was a hot mess, you know. It seemed like every day was the first day for a while. But it was a surreal moment.
That's what's up. So how did you balance home life, the demands of work, personal interests, hobbies, and the church, man?
Man, I didn't. I think balance is an unrealistic word.
Especially in that profession.
Yeah. It's, you know, I mean, what is balance in our life? You know, it's nothing is 50-50. Nothing is really balanced. Like if we really define that word, nothing that we do is really actually balanced. But it was very difficult, man. Being a police officer, it was a lot of stress physiologically. Yeah. So like you get used to all the death and you get used to, you know, going through the things that you go through. But physiologically, your body is not built to handle that kind of stress. And so, you know, before in the academy, they would always teach us about the big boy chair, the lazy boy chair. Yeah. You know, they were like, don't get stuck in the lazy boy. Yeah. And that was just a thing that they said because most cops, man, they just go home and they just don't want to be bothered by anybany.
I was that guy for a little while.
Yeah. You know, you just, you know, your wife will ask you to do something. It's like, I done took so many dispatch calls yesterday. Like, I don't want another dispatch call. Like, let me do what I want to do. I don't want to be on a time limit. I don't want to rush. I don't want to, I started moving slower. Yeah. I didn't like, you know, when I had the opportunity to be in control of my pace, I kind of went to the extreme with it.
Yeah, for sure.
Know, just because when you get to work, you're not in control of the pace.
Nope. Yep.
The streets are, you know. So the balance was very difficult, especially because I was working third shift. So I was working 10P to 6A.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
And then I had to go to church on Sunday. And so I didn't go. I went to church with no sleep. Yeah. And then I would come home and I would be, you remember what it felt like when you just no sleep, you start feeling nauseous and sick and like delusional. So that was me every Saturday and the Sunday. So it was hard to balance. But I'm thankful that I had, you know, counselors and mentors in my life to kind of help me, you know, deal with some of the things. I never struggled with PTSD or anything like that, but how I cope was I had to learn how to cope. Yeah. You know, when I first started, I didn't really necessarily know how. But me sitting in my lazy boy wasn't working.